campus. Young people are go hard from campus. Come on, tell me back one. Campus connection, yeah, that's a one now, now. Walk one from campus. How we are carrying hard from campus.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. Well, at least I think it's Campus Connection, based on
I mean,
Anesta's little effect just now. I'm not sure, but
yes, yes, it
it
is
is, it
very,
is.
very much campus connection. Don't get me started.
Yeah, man, and as you can tell, it's a joy for us to be here with you yet again for another week. You know, it's always a privilege
Absolutely.
and a pleasure for us to vibe with you on a Tuesday evening at 5:30 every single week. We're here ready to keep your company, hoping that you will also keep our company on the family station Love 101. I am Jonathan Fletcher, and with me is my co-host.
And Nesta Samuels. Hello, everybody. Feels like it's been a minute. I don't know why, but it just
I
feels
don't know
that
why either.
way. We literally were here last week. But this week, guys, we're talking about fathers in education. And I saw this topic and I was just like, kind of missing my dad. I kind of want to
Mm.
see my dad now because we take sometimes we take this for granted, Jonathan, but fathers play such an instrumental role in raising children, helping them to learn some of life's first lessons. And before we
Mhm.
go into a formal education system, a lot of times it's our fathers who are there teaching us some basic life skills, some use to take us further in our education and in the world overall. So big up to all the fathers out there. If you can't already tell, I'm a daddy's girl. So this is a special episode for me. It's gonna be special for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just to add to that, the truth is there are fathers and then there are people who really play the roles very well of fathers. So they may not be your biological father, but they
Yeah.
are there as literally role models for you to, to look up to and to say, hey, one
Yeah.
day when I get older, I'd like to be like this person. Or, this person taught me the love of a father, and
Mhm.
these are some of the things we want to highlight as well in this show, that even if you may not have your biological father around, there
Yeah.
are still positive male role models. Let me say that again. There are
So
still
good.
positive, very positive male role models in society who are, doing what they need to do to ensure that the next generation gets all of the fathering that they need to get. You understand? Yeah, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I feel like it's such a good time to talk about fathers in education, because
Mm-hmm.
there are lots of men out there who are mentoring our young people, bringing out the best in them. And so we are definitely going into that later on in the show. But before we even get there, we have our special interview with Mr. Oren Hurdit, the president of the UIMONA Math Club, and they have a very special initiative. It's called the Skills Optimization Challenge. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that in our special interview. And after that, of course, we have I Chose Christ. And this week it's brought to us by Brianna Watkin of Arden High School. Oh, would you look at that?
Up.
So Arden is getting featured 2 weeks in a row. I feel like
Hey, I don't
Mr.
mind. I don't
Producer,
mind. I don't mind.
I just
If
want to
Merle
say,
Grove comes on, then sure. But
what?
I don't mind Arden.
Oh, the
I don't
shade.
mind
You know what?
Arden. I really don't.
It's all good. It's all good
Wait,
because
technically Arden was not on last week, but Arden was still on. I don't know. We can't help it. Even when we're not there, we're there.
yeah.
Understand?
See,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I need to have a word with my producer. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem if we don't fix this soon. But yes, after that, of course, we have Dr. Mark Smith coming on, Jonathan, the
Mm-hmm.
president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and we also have Mr. Ricardo Allen, the CEO and founder of One-on-One Educational Services Limited. And they're going to just give their input on this topic, along with they're going to give us some new insight into the AI lesson plan generator that's being rolled out. So I'm certainly looking forward to today's show. It's so much to unpack, as you always
Yep.
say.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to how exciting it's going to be, and I hope that our listeners, our viewers, please go ahead and share the live stream at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Share it, share it, share it, share it, share it. We have a lot to do in this show, and we want you to be a part of it because we're doing it for you, right?
Yes.
We're doing it for you, and we want you to be a part of it. So let's kick things off. Listen, remember, it's scholarship season, it's scholarship application season. So, students, please look out for the relevant information on various grants and scholarships that are available to you. Please do not limit yourself or stick to only one option, but seek proper advice and go for the scholarship that is right for you. All right? Make sense? All
Yes.
right, cool. So we're going to go straight into our education news and bulletin, and this will be done by Camille Lawrence, our campus consultant.
Education news and bulletins for Tuesday, June 10, 2025. JLS gets additional 200 laptops from eLearning Jamaica Limited. The Jamaica Library Service has received an additional 200 laptops from eLearning Jamaica Limited. This brings to 400 the total number of devices that have been donated to the JLS by eLearning Jamaica. The investment forms part of Jamaica's broader national digital transformation plan, spearheaded by the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, aimed at ensuring equitable access to technology for all citizens. At the handover event on June 2, Active Chief Education Officer Terrian Thomas Gale spoke to the significance of the initiative. She said eLearning Jamaica continues to play a pivotal role in ensuring that no student or community member is excluded from technological progress. With these 400 laptops now in the hands of the JLS, libraries will be better positioned to serve communities, particularly in enhancing literacy and numeracy in schools. New rural school bus system should reduce road fatalities involving children. The introduction of the new rural school bus system in September will go a far way in reducing road fatalities involving children, says Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Minister, Honorable Darrell Vaz. Addressing the launch of Road Safety Month 2025 on June 4 at Chambers Texaco Station in Kingston, Mr. Vaz said road fatalities have claimed the lives of 66 children of different ages over a period of a little more than 3 years. Mr. Vaz is confident that with this initiative, these numbers will go down significantly, as a lot of them were in the public transportation sector. The minister made a general appeal for all road users to observe the rules of the road to save lives. And now for the bulletins. Passion and Purity presents Youth Summer Camp 2025, August 7 to 9, happening at the New Generation Campsite, Cranbrook Estate, St. Anne, the perfect place to grow, connect, and get inspired. The cost is $12,000 Jamaican dollars and final payments are due July 31. For registration and other details, visit at Passion and Purity JA. The New Testament Church of God Jamaica National Education Support Initiative, in celebration of 100 years, is awarding 100 scholarships, each valued at 100,000 Jamaican dollars. Requirements can be found on the application form at www.ntcogjamaica.org. Application deadline is June 11, 2025. That's the New Testament Church of God Jamaica celebrating 100 years with 100 scholarships open to tertiary students across Jamaica. For more details, call us at 876-927-7767. Get ready for an unforgettable summer experience. ISCF presents Discipleship Camp, August 9 to 14, 2025 at Moorlands Camp, Manchester. Camp cost is 22,000 Jamaican dollars. Save the date. Registration opens soon. That's the education news and bulletins for Campus Connection. I am Camille Lawrence.
Thank you so much, Camille, for the education news and bulletin. Now, if you are just joining us, and if you haven't already done so, please head over to our live stream. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica. And we also want to hear from you concerning today's social media question, which is, how involved was your father while attending school? How involved was your dad while you were attending school? Did he help you do homework? Did he, give you tips and advice and just teach you the ropes of school and campus life? We want to hear from you, so you can comment on our live stream, or you can call us on our studio lines at 876-968-8327. That's 876-968-8327, or 876-968-8328. You can even reach out to us on WhatsApp if you want to leave us a voice message or send us a WhatsApp message. You can at 876-997-3125. How involved was your dad while you were attending school? Jonathan?
And just in case, I just want to say this because they may be wondering why we're stressing on fathers. Guys, remember Sunday is Father's Day. And I think, no, in all honesty, I think, I don't think people remember because I'm walking on the road, I'm in the stores, I'm not getting that
You're not
vibe.
seeing the balloons and
Yeah,
the
you
gift
know,
baskets and no.
one store in Apple Tree that I remember had like, Father's Day festivities. Everywhere else was just like, oh, cool,
It's
it's
just
just
a
a
regular day.
regular Sunday coming up. But yes, Father's Day is in fact coming up. So that is very, very important. Our producer, who is a father, is saying no socks or ties, please. Up the gift them this year.
What's wrong with socks and
Find
ties?
some more creative ways to tell the fathers that you love them. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Remember I said earlier, there are really some positive role models out there. So even if you're a father, you don't consider them to be a good father, I'm sure you have somebody that you can say, hey, you have played a role in fathering me. Right? Yeah. All
Yes.
right. Sorry, I had to go off on that little rant just now. Because it's very important. We big up the
Okay.
mothers all the time, which is very, 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 very warranted. But
Mm-hmm.
there are fathers out there who really deserve to, get that kind of acknowledgement as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So I guess it's time now for a special interview with Mr. Oren. Heard it, president of the UA Mona Math Club. He's about to share about the Skills Optimization Challenge, SOC. And it's, an initiative launched by the UA Mona Maths Club in January 2025. So that's this year, with the support and sponsorship of Barita Investments Limited under the Cornerstone Group. The inaugural staging engaged 5 high performing students, each maintaining a GPA above 3.5 in solving a real world customer lifetime value problem using the Kaggle Data Science platform with hands-on mentorship from Barita professionals. Participants applied practical skills in Python programming, analytics, and financial modeling. So we will be speaking with Mr. Oren Herdit. But before that, we are going to take a quick break. So we'll be right back with more Campus Connection after these messages.
The time by Grace Good Move is
5:44.
Don't fall victim to deepfakes.
Watch out.
Protect yourself.
Oh, what is the
For more
on TV?
information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or
Here ya,
scan
baby.
the QR code on screen.
Deepfake. No deepfake can't catch me.
Junior, you know say AI can make something will look and sound just like you? One day Junior get a voice note from her granny. Say the food done, the medication done, and she need money urgently.
Need money urgently. But Miss Pat no like ask people for things.
And as so comes, Judy get suspicious.
So what she do?
She asks the neighbor figure check pan her. Junior, The lady quite alright over there make her Sunday dinner.
So the voice note a deep fake.
Yes, my love. Come, your food ready.
Right now it look like we have to outsmart the AI. But wait, I really want dege dumpling here, give me.
Me I wonder if AI can make one deep fake dumpling for you.
To learn more about deepfakes, visit www.broadcastingcommission.org.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
This Emancipation Day, experience a night of powerful praise and purpose. CC Winans brings her More Than This tour to Jamaica with Chevelle Franklin, Kevin Downswell, Prince Saj, John Mark Wigan, hosted by IT Ellis and Nadine Blair. Gates open 2 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Tickets at select outlets island-wide or online at spuropen.com. Follow at More Than This Jamaica on Instagram for updates. CC Winans, More Than This concert with a call. Friday, August 1, Kings House East Lawns.
This Father's Day, let your words speak love. Love 101 FM invites you to be part of Pages for My Father, a celebration of the quiet strength, faith, and presence of our dads. Simply send us a letter 100 words or less about your father in a WhatsApp message or a 1-minute voice note. We may read or play it on air as we honor fathers across Jamaica. Submit now to our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125 as we celebrate fathers with love. Be sure to put Pages for My Father as the heading so we can easily identify. Then listen for the feature during Love in the Morning, Morning Express, and Alive. Then on Father's Day, Sunday, June 15, throughout the day, and see if yours made the cut. Pages for My Father. Let's celebrate the great men in our lives. We're doing it on the family station. Love 101.
Don't give up on your hopes and your dreams. Okay, where are the campus heights? Students are strap up in a price. We see yard.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. It is Campus Connection. And if you're just now joining us, I'm Anessa, and with me is my host, Jonathan. And we are here to talk with Mr. Oren Herdit. He is the president of, get this, the UEMONA Math Club, right? So my first question to him will be, a math club? Because why? Why?
No, when in spare time, you gotta decide, so, you know, let me do some
Let's
math.
do math.
Greetings. Pleasant
Welcome to
afternoon.
the show, Oren.
Blessings. It's a privilege to be here. Thanks for having me live. And to the first question, it's the UEMONA Math Club, the UEMONA Mathematics Club, and it resonates with us. It's a universal language. So it's one that we want to pronounce to the public.
You heard that, Jonathan? It's
I
a
hear it, you know,
universal.
but-
Are you sure this is not a poetry club? It's a universal language, and it's one
I
that
hear
we
it.
want to pronounce. You hear that?
But
Wow.
Oren, take me back to young Oren real quick.
Wow,
When
real
did you
quick.
decide or recognize that clearly you have a passion for the subject? So when did you realize that passion?
Well, I've been doing well as it relates to math from a very tender age. I can remember back in basic school, performing well. Even I can remember my best time at Mona Heights Primary School. When I was in grade 6, I got the opportunity to be a part of the math Botakis competition. And may I tell you, that was the hardest competition I was a part of. I still think of it as the hardest competition, but then it was more like you're getting an introduction to high school type questions. So I realized that I have a knack for it. I have a natural inclination towards it. So, I stuck with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the skills optimization challenge. What is it all about?
All right. Funny enough, before I even get there, I realized that the title of today's program, Fathers in Education. I'm not yet a father,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Okay.
I consider the skills optimization challenge as my child. So I hope
Okay.
that
Mm.
merits something.
Helena
So
Poet.
the skills optimization challenge is really an opportunity to bridge the undergrad process to the work world. So what happened was that I became president, and one of the things I wanted to do was to ensure that one, UA Mona Math Club becomes a household name, and two, that I continuously seek opportunities for our members. And one of those things is a skills optimization challenge. What that does, it gives you an opportunity to get into the real world of work, of corporate life, before
Mm-hmm.
you enter the workforce. So you have experience going into the workforce. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where it came up. And the name suggests, skills optimization challenge. It's really,
Mm-hmm.
we at the UA Mona Math Club have a lot of talents and skill sets within, and we seek to optimize those talents through the challenge. So it may not be something that you're used to, but again, you get to build upon what you know and what you have learned in the classroom.
And what do you want to say to US students or anybody who can participate in this challenge? What do you want to say to them to really convince them that this is what they should be doing?
All right, so this is the inaugural staging, concluded uh, recently. So what happened? We had 5 contestants that competed for top prize of a wonderful grant of 50,000 Jamaican dollars alongside an internship opportunity at Barita Investments Limited.
Mm-hmm.
So we want this to be an annual competition, and it can definitely spread across the campus and to spread larger, because one of the things is I realize that some people just shy away from math, right? And I don't want that to continue. So I really appeal to the nation of Jamaica to just, this is a universal language. And what that represents is that it doesn't matter if I speak English and somebody else speaks Chinese, we can relate through math. So we
Mm-hmm.
want that to be normalized and become the forefront. So the skills optimization challenge was just really an opportunity for these gentlemen to showcase to Barita that we are worthy of a space in the internship
Mm-hmm.
um, opportunities and possibly workforce.
So tell me a little bit about the mentorship side of the math club overall and even the skills optimization challenge. We're talking about fathers in education for this episode, and Jonathan said something earlier, which I think is so important for us to note that you might not have a father in your life per se, but there will be men in your life that steer you in the right direction, are a positive influence. And so in your life. So is there any way in which you use the math club or the skills optimization challenge to be that source of mentorship for the younger generation?
Most definitely. I can tell you, we have been on campaigns. I've been back to Mona Heights Primary School just to speak to the students, just to get them interested in math once again. Also, we have been at math fairs, high schools, so we have been spreading the good news. And for the math club and the skills optimization challenge, so each contestant would have received a mentor, and that is workers from the Barita Investments Limited. What happens there is that they are guided as to how to, come up with creative ways to
Mm-hmm.
attempt to solve the issue. So
Mm-hmm.
customer lifetime value is really, in a nutshell, really speaking about the all right. So for example, I am representing Barita, and you're a customer. You
Mm-hmm.
come in you invest. Now, for that entire duration, what we're trying to do is to estimate, what amount of funding we can make and sustain in the institution. So again, it's different approaches. So it gave the young men an opportunity to get a taste of corporate before they actually go into
They're good
corporate.
entering.
Love
Got
it.
it. Got it.
So the mentorship side of it is really important, because what you don't want it to be, you don't want the competition to feel rigid, but you want it to feel like, because some people might look at it as it might be an extra course or something extra. You don't want it to feel like pull, because remember, these young men still have exams to prepare for and courses and classes to attend. So it was really a commendable opportunity, and to pull it off, I can say kudos to the young men.
Powerful. Absolutely powerful. And how can people get in touch with you?
All right, so you can reach me via Instagram at mr.herdit. And you can also reach out via email if you'd like to get in contact with anybody from the club at uamonamathclub@gmail.com. Also, we have an Instagram page that is uamona_math club. And you can reach out to us. We're very friendly. We're not strangers. We try to emphasize customer service. One may ask, why you mention customer service. It's all about the interactions. We would deal with different partners to ensure that our club stays number one. And what we ensure is that they get a professional type of interaction. We ensure that our customer service at the UAMONA Math Club is second to none. And again, that is also along the lines of what kind of sets me apart, I believe, from other presidents, is that so at school they call me Mr. President, and I'm trying to get used to that. But I think of myself as the CEO of the UAMONA Math Club. And what that does, it makes you see things through a different lens and try to seek and get after opportunities to better your members.
Yeah, I love it. And I can definitely hear a difference in how you approach. Some people would just think it's just a simple club, but it's definitely a more professional approach, I would say. And guys, if you're on the live stream, you would see there we have some pictures of the students at the UAMONA Math Club and showing them winning their prizes and smiling faces. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you again, Oren, for coming on and sharing this with us. Is there anyone you want to shout out just before we wrap?
Most definitely. I want to say a big thank you to Barita Investments Limited, to Extension Cornerstone Group, for making this possible, because without them, it could not have been what it is. I also want to say a big thank you to the executive committee, who has been working tirelessly to making all the events that we keep, all the seminars, a success. I want to say another big thank you to the department for giving us the opportunity, because we're a very new club. We have just been in operation for just 2 years, and we have been making grounds, and we just want to say a big thank you to the department, family, friends. I can't say enough thank you, because a lot of persons, were on board to make everything come together. So we give thanks for that. And most definitely I have to say a big thank you to God for making it possible. And I believe that God instilled the vision in me. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I definitely look forward to working with maybe even the government, to work with the education, the Ministry of Education, to instill programs that can better not just our members, but can better Jamaica at large. Because we want people to get used to math. We don't want persons to say, I hate math, because that's like a flu. It influences others, and it makes others shy away from math. So we're just trying to encourage people get into math, get into STEM, and stuff like that. So thank you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you to also Love FM for having me. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man, not a problem. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oren heard it, president of the UA Mona Math Club. Very, very inspiring young man doing great things.
tell you.
Looking forward to the CEO-like things that he will do in the near and future.
Not too near.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that. We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Campus Connection after these messages.
I'm Itana, and human trafficking is everybody's business. Call 1-888-PROTECT to report suspected cases of child trafficking.
The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:01.
Want to win big? Scott's got you covered with a chance to win a 6-month supply of free Scott Paper products. It's easy. Step 1, buy 2 or more Scott Paper products. Step 2, write your full name, address, and phone number on a piece of paper and attach your receipt. Step 3, drop it in the entry box at any of the 14 participating outlets. Hurry, the promotion runs from April 26 to June 14. Grand draw takes place on June 20, 2025. One winner per parish will be chosen. Win big with Scott and keep life rolling. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting Gaming and Lotteries Commission.
Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plugs, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze.
Okay, where are the campus eyes? Students are strap up in a price. We yeah.
Welcome back to Campus Connection. It is another lovely Tuesday evening, and trust me, if you are just joining us, you have missed quite a bit, but guess what? You haven't missed too much.
More.
We are going to be talking about fathers in education, and if you haven't already done so, please jump on our live stream. We do have a question for you, and we want to know, how involved was your father while you were attending school? How involved was your dad in that whole campus life and your education experience? We're going quickly to our I Chose Christ feature, which is brought to us this week by Brianna Watkin, an Arden High School student. One more time for Arden. But listening and be blessed.
My name is Brianna Watkin, and I attend Arden High. This is my testimony of God's transformation in my life. I was saved at the age of 8 years old. Even as a child, I knew that there was something special about the presence of God. I accepted Jesus into my heart, not fully understanding everything at the time, but knowing deep down that I wanted to follow him. As I got older, even though I had given my life to Jesus at a young age, I was faced with challenges that tested my faith. I wrestled with doubt and even pressure to fit in with the world around me. There were seasons where I felt distant from God, not because he walked away, but because I allowed distractions and fear to take up a space in my heart. Yet, even in those moments, God never stopped pursuing me. He kept reminding me of his love and the purpose he placed on my life from the very beginning. One of the most defining moments in my journey was when I participated in the Teen Talent competition, which led me all the way to Tennessee. That experience was about so much more than performing or competing. It was about using the gifts God gave me for his glory. Being surrounded by other young people who were passionate about God inspired me and ignited something deeper within. I saw how God could take something small, like a song, a drama, or a gift, and use it to touch lives, including my own. Since then, God has been transforming me from the inside out. He's replaced fear with boldness, confusion with clarity, and brokenness with healing. I am still growing and learning, but I know I am no longer the same. Jesus is now the center of my life, and everything I do is to bring him glory. I went from an 8-year-old child saying yes to Jesus to a teenager standing on a stage in Tennessee, worshiping him with my gifts. God has been writing my story every step of the way, and I know He's not finished yet. I chose Christ. You should too.
Okay, I have to
Beautiful.
admit, it's a
Beautiful.
good testimony.
From an Ardenite.
I
Beautiful. We
mean,
love it.
even though it's
We
an
love it.
Ardenite, we can't deny
Thank
that
you
was
so much. Brianna Watkin there from Arden High School with a wonderful I chose Christ testimony,
beautiful.
right? In the chat, just drop some fire emojis. Some, hand claps, all of that. Yeah. All right, producer. So we need to go straight to the fathers in education. So let's focus and do that right away. So fathers play a significant role in education, and their involvement can have a positive impact on children's academic and personal development. This evening, we'll be talking with President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Dr. Mark Smith, and also Mr. Ricardo Allen, CEO and founder of One on One Educational Services Limited. So we have two wonderful gentlemen. Dr. Smith is no stranger to the show. Always a pleasure having him on. And I have a feeling it's going to turn into part 2 already because, we're always getting some insights from Dr. Smith. And we're also very excited to have Ricardo with us as we explore fathers in education, and also technology has advanced in the space of education. So we'll talk some more about that later on. But let's start from here. Ricardo, we'll start with you. When you think of children, students at school, how important is the presence of a father in a child's life? And what's the correlation, if any, with academic success or the lack thereof?
No, first of all, thanks for having me, guys. First
Mm-hmm.
time on the program. I'm a big listener of Love, and
Good to
it's a
have you.
pleasure to be here this evening. So, hello, Miss Samuels and Jonathan. Hello. I don't want to mispronounce your first name. That's why I said Miss Samuels. So hope you don't
Anesta.
mind. Anesta. But
Welcome, welcome.
listen, I have three beautiful girls.
Mm-hmm.
Just my the youngest is about 7 months. And even her, I've been trying to kind of expose to the abacus to teach her a little math. You see, my background is in natural sciences, and I'm a lover of math and everything that has to do with math. And now, we've kind of, in fact, we started one-on-one about 10 years ago with a goal to personalize education using artificial intelligence, which is mainly math. And so, in terms of my girls, the 7 and the 10-year-old, very involved in their schooling. It is something I enjoy. I think I enjoy too much. Last week, the 10-year-old had PEP. She had grade 5 PEP. And one of the things we were looking at for social studies is the environment and climate change and so on. And I took the day off work, I picked her up from school. I took her to NEPA to bring her in the library and to explore the facets of
He's
the
really
forest and
involved.
things.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if I'm a peer commenter here because I'm super involved. I love learning. I love the concept of learning. I love teaching. I'm a teacher at heart. I don't want to reduce the teaching profession. So I'm actually not a trained teacher, but love of math and super excited about everything that has to do with it. And the 7-year-old just love to explore and go outside and get man's dirty to teach them the various things, So it's very important, I think, for fathers. One of the reasons I think it's important because we are very hands-on, right? I'm a very handsy person. I like to be out in the wild and in the environment. If they say they don't understand something, is an opportunity for me to take them into the woods and the world, just to show them, the different things. And I have so many examples. But yes, I really love it. I enjoy being a father, and I can't wait for the 7-month-old to start talking so I can teach her the math,
So with that being said, because I can hear your passion and I feel like you have such a strong presence in your child's life. With that being said, Dr. Smith, I feel like we definitely need more fathers like Ricardo here.
Absolutely.
But just over schools and school activities, can include fathers more? Like, you know, Mr. Allen spoke of taking the time off from work just to take his daughter to Nepal to just explore the library. But what can the schools do to include fathers more?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Aneta and Jonathan. Real pleasure. Ricardo, always good seeing you. And you are right. We could do a lot better with more fathers like Ricardo, all right? So kudos to that. You get that plug, Ricardo, all right? The truth is, you know, what he shared about finding the time to spend with your child and to do those unique learning opportunities really helps to enrich the experience of learning. And I always tell people that, you know, the greatest gift, you know, my parents gave to me was the love of reading. And that really, you know, stimulated from very early on in my life the importance of acquiring knowledge and you know, just really wanting to, you know, acquire as much information as possible, and the value of learning. You know, as it relates to the school environment, schools can be very, focused on and deliberate on creating opportunities for fathers to be integrated, and parents in general. Since we're focusing on fathers, I'll mention it, but parents in general, we need to ensure that we create opportunities for parents to you know, come into the school environment and be a part of teaching and learning and promoting the value of good, wholesome family structures. You know, what we find is that a lot of families are single parent, and at Monroe College, for instance, we have a day usually with a PTA where we bring in the fathers, and that is usually a big thing. And for children who may not have a father active in the home, you know, normally they'll work with they're assigned some of the boys to work with, and so they'll play dominoes. It usually a day of games and activities, and it's really good to see a wholesome engagement. So then you have things like car shows, and you tie up other things in there that really you know, allow the fathers an opportunity to interact with their sons, but also providing our males with positive role models, because we need that in our society.
Dr. Smith, you said something just now that I'm about to ask you a question, and you can let me know if the question is too much for you to answer. But you said the presence of the father is very important. But we've always heard, right? And you can let me know if you've heard this before, that my mother who fathered me, right? We've always heard that. How important is it, or can a mother truly father a child? Yeah, let me ask it that way.
All right. So there are what we call optimum environments. And there are environments that allow us to achieve certain outcomes. So, for instance, my parents were both married, but eventually they separated. And for much of my life, my mother was the main parent that was active in nurturing us. That is suboptimal in terms of anthropology, human development. You know, where typically we have male, female over much of humanity is existing. Over time, we've seen more single parent households. Some of that is no fault of sometimes one parent or the other, or the child. And so we have to just use or try to optimize the situation we find ourselves in. So the truth is, mothers can do an incredible job in helping to nurture and develop a very well-rounded, well-adjusted child. That being said, ideally, you want to have two parents around, all right? So you have, you know, and there are things that fathers do a little bit better than I think mothers. For instance, rough play. You know, that is something that's shown to be very important in especially the development of boys. And as a parent of a boy, I can tell you it's important. You know, I can't give them that little edge. You'll find out sometimes, you know, especially at Monroe College, we have a lot of women who send their sons there because, listen, I just don't know how, especially when they get to that teenage years, how do I you know, manage a boy? You know, it's great when they're small and you want to be tender. So you'll find the interaction with my wife and myself quite different with my son. So my son is around 7. I remember I'll be walking and he's running behind me. And if he trips, I'll turn and say, you know, he's looking at me. And I look at him, I say, hey, come on, get up, brush off yourself, let's go. Now, I can tell you, with his mother, it would probably have been, oh, lift him up, you know, start patting him on the back, because that's typical what women do, more nurturing. While the father, that resilience, that what we call anti-fragility is important. You have to build a resilience in children. And you find that fathers can be very helpful in modeling that type of behavior. But you have mothers like that too. So it's not exclusive to one, but it's typically, we see that more in males, in terms of generally how we interact. But the truth is, it's very important. The other thing is, especially with boys, the concept of, the excitement around education. There is a misnomer in our society that, it's sissy, like if you're smart or some, it's good when you have like strong real male role models like Ricardo or myself, that when boys say, hold on, you can be smart and you're cool and you're and that is something that I don't often make the connection. I remember when I used to teach at Vera Technical, and there was a student, and he just walked to me one day. I started this club called the Engineering Fraternity at Vera Technical, right? And I wrote to NASA and got NASA engineers to come to the school, and it was a lot of things about just trying to excite the boys about learning. And one of these great kids came from tough environments, and one boy one evening said to me, I said, "Sir, you are the first." I was in my 20s at the time. So you're the only person in my 20s I know, or he said, young man that I know that speaks the way you do, and you're smart. Everybody else in you was in the handmill rubbing something or unemployed. And that's a reality for many of our children. So when they have positive role models that seem to validate intelligence, validate learning, the importance of academic pursuits, it then gives credence and validation to an interest they may have that's outside of what is the status quo around their environment or community.
Got it. Love it. Boy, so much to unpack from that one interaction just now. But we have to take a quick break. So we'll be right back with more Campus Connection after these messages.
I want to go on campus.
See all my other face bruise up? They beat me just because I said I'm tired.
I'm only 13, but they said if I work harder, they will make me go back home.
Me not have no birth paper nor no ID. Them have all of my documents them.
Forced labor is one of the many forms of human trafficking. Report suspected cases of human trafficking. Call the nearest police station, 119 or 888-PROTECT. A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Don't let freshness ditch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Baby, we know how important it is to keep you dry and comfortable. At Huggies, we've made it our mission to have the perfect diaper to give you a soft and gentle experience. And even better, a 1-up 100% leak-proof protection, even from blowouts. Whether it's playtime, nap time, or bedtime, Huggies keeps you happy. So you can focus on making memories, not messes. Huggies, we got you, baby.
Okay, where are the campus eyes? Students are strapped up in a price.
Welcome back. It is Campus Connection. Now, if you're just joining us, we have been talking with Dr. Mark Smith. He is the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and Mr. Ricardo Allen, the CEO and founder of One-on-One Educational Services. Now, Jamaica Teachers Association and One-on-One Education Limited, which is the Caribbean's leading EdTech solutions provider, has recently launched the One Academy AI Lesson Plan Generator. And what this is a tool for transforming lesson planning and empowering educators across the island. But I don't want you to just hear it from me, because we have the people here who have developed and formulated this lesson plan, this AI-generated lesson plan, and I'm excited to hear. So let me pose this question first to you, Ricardo. Tell us a little bit more about how this AI lesson plan generator will benefit teachers and students.
No, for sure. First of all, this is absolutely just the result of amazing work of local developers and local, thinkers and creators, right? Dr. Mark Smith, a few years ago, he saw me and he kind of told me about all the stresses that teachers are experiencing in lesson planning. At the time, I didn't quite understand the problem at the time because I was more focused on the students, but he took the time to articulate how much of a problem it is, how much time it takes to really just sit down and write a lesson plan and so on. And this was kind of before the GPT and the chat GPT and all of that. And so we got to work building on the innovation we've been building over the years on personalizing learning on the student side, to kind of think about how do we do this on the teacher side, right? And we got a bunch of teachers together. We sat with them. We tried to understand their pain points. It wasn't just lesson plan, by the way. They had to develop handout assessment. They had to spend all of this time, valuable time that they can spend with their family doing these documents, because it's required and it is what allows them to plan their week and plan what they're teaching. And so, we got to thinking and we started working, and our solution was really to leverage the power of artificial intelligence, not just what you're experiencing on ChatGPT, but to build the curriculum from the ground up and to ensure that it has the intelligence very close, not equal, but very close to a teacher, where it kind of understood what the teacher wants, how they like to teach, how they like to bring the concept across, cultural relevance, and so on, and ensure that they can build a skills-based lesson plan that they can use now to just generate in seconds. And so they simply select the topic, select the preferences that they have, whether they want to make it STEM-centric, meaning, spanning the different technology, the science, and so on, and generate that plan, a beautiful lesson plan that they can edit or they can print at the end. So it's quite remarkable. So something that will take them a day to get done, they're doing now in seconds. And what that means for me is that we're giving their time back so that they can spend more time, more of their Sundays with their family, with their sons and their daughters, and with their husbands and the wife, and ensure that, the technology solve the problem for them. So we're really excited about this. We're adding so many new features. We're talking to teachers. We've kind of completed a high school. We're working with the primary school teachers, working with the infant school teachers, so that the teachers are building the very product that they're using, right? I see myself as a technologist. Dr. Smith and his teachers, they are the people who knows what goes on in the classroom. But what we do very well is to listen to them and to build a product that is for them, that they can be proud of, and not necessarily taking something off the shelf from the US or the UK, but we're building our own.
Specific for Jamaica.
For Jamaica.
That's powerful. That's very beautiful, actually.
Wow.
Please tell me, this is the first time this is being mentioned. This is a Campus Connection exclusive. Okay, all right. Don't worry about it. Dr. Smith, when you hear one like Ricardo, who is from the private sector, spending time to invest in education in this way, what are the sentiments that you experience when witnessing something like that?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly grateful for the time and attention he's taken out of his personal time. Remember, this was just like a project, a little pet project, and we met many years ago. His brother used to be at Monroe College, and as a result of that, he had all the solutions. Every time he heard somebody come and say, I've had a solution that you could try about this. So, we got to talking, we became very good friends, and this came out of the desire. When I was a parish president, when I was at Monroe College, coming out of my discussion with my teachers, we said one of the things we found was a stressor for the teachers was the idea of the lesson planning. But under the education regulations, a requirement. And so I said, colleagues, when it is that you find that there is a requirement, my role as a leader is to find a way to make it more efficient, the process. And so, when I became parish president, JTA parish president, as of St. Elizabeth, we did a survey. I commissioned a survey, and the number one stressor for teachers, guess what it was? Well, one of the number one stressors was lesson planning. And so I said, no, but this is a broad scale issue. We have to try and tackle this. And then Ricardo and I got to talking, and then, it's a Bones idea. And I said, Ricardo, I think there's an opportunity here, and being the shrewd businessman and technologist, as he says, he said, all right, I'm going to work on this. And he'd find it, other the night call when we talk through how this could work. And at the end of the day, we end up developing a product we can truly be proud of. He and his team they've done a phenomenal job in putting this together, and we've been able to roll it out. We actually did a wonderful launch of it at the Pegasus Hotel. I think it was our Helen Stills conference, right? Professional Development Day, and it was the day before Teachers Day, right? And we actually had it rolled out. I think the day the theme was Wellness 360. And so we think that this is a part of the solution, you see, because it's great when you're doing the physical workout and you're eating right, but there's also the mental health and wellness that is important. And we believe we need to give people back their time. Too much of a teacher's time is spent doing work that you don't see as a student, you don't see as a parent, but it's done their personal time. That should be spent with their children, with their husbands and wives. It's being spent having to prepare for lessons. We're saying, can we condense the amount of time? And so Ricardo has taken what can sometimes be an hour, 2-hour process and condense it into 30 seconds.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Is that right? And so that gives people like a chunk of time. And what I say, it gives people time now to do things like reflection. You can ask students to write about, reflection, reading journals, journal entries and things like that, and really planning, doing individual learning plans. So you free up the teacher from dealing with what I consider a process that can be automated. Yeah. And the great thing is it can be tailored. Ricardo spent a lot of time he and his team to ensure that the product is highly tailored. So even after it's been generated, you could generate several plans until you get the plan that you like. And then there are many variables that you can tweak, as he mentioned, STEM and 5E, 5C, and all the other approaches necessary. And then what you have is a plan that best suits your reality. And it's trained with the Jamaican curriculum in mind. All right. So, if you ask about a rebellion, it's not going to give you some rebellion that occurred in the US or Uganda. It's going to give you a rebellion that occurred only in Jamaica. Any rebellion in Jamaica, it can bring up those. And so the contextual nature of it is what makes it such a powerful tool. And we're looking forward for all our teachers across the island. Now, the amazing thing is it's a partnership with the Jamaica Teachers Association, one of those big things I put on my mandate as president. And so it is accessible to JTA members. So JTA members can just log on, and so once you're a JTA member, it has no additional cost to you. I think regards he works out the number of credits or whatever you're able to access, but it's amazing. However, if you're not a JTA member, you will have to pay your card. Take out your credit card and pay your card. But this is a gift, I say, that keeps on giving. And so that is the powerful partnership. And then we're hoping to really give our teachers back the most valuable thing they possess, their time.
Wow. That is absolutely beautiful. We have to have a part 2, Dr. Smith, Ricardo.
Yes.
We have to have a part 2. Our producer will reach out to you to talk more on that, because there's so much more that needs to be said, but we're running out of time. A lot more that the teachers need to know, the students need to know, parents need to know. So it's very, very important that is done. So please, when our producer reaches out, just
Please
let him know.
yes.
Ricardo, can you tell them how to access the program? So listening would.
I mean, absolutely. You just go to. I can actually share my screen if that's okay. But you just go to www.oneacademy. That's ONE academy.com. And you can go on, sign up as a teacher, and then you can access. This is what it will look like. And once you go here, you're a JTA member, you can link your account, but you can start generating, and it generates within 30 seconds. It's that easy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, gentlemen, on the work that you have been able to do. We're seeing it now on our live stream.
You're seeing it live.
This is why you need to be on the live stream,
Yes.
And this is not a North America. I want us to celebrate that, that we have powerful,
Jamaica.
It's a Jamaican-born product. All right. I mean, Ricardo went
to the idea of Jamaica, done by Jamaicans, inspired by Jamaicans, Jamaican teachers, everything, right? And this is something that we have to be proud of. And it's important because our education system produces people like us for us to solve this very problem.
Yes.
And we need to kind of encourage this sort of thing to be done. So yeah, we're very proud about this, and we want as many teachers to access this as possible.
Yeah, too often we think we have to go to North America for this. It's right here. This expertise
right here
is in Jamaica. Yeah.
That's
and the Ricardo is one of the very best.
That's the lesson
so
plan.
As I said,
right
we,
here.
Love it.
We have to hold on. We have to explore some more in part 2. We're out of time. Just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there when it comes. Happy Father's Day to Dr. Mark Smith and also to Ricardo Allen, to our producer Jermaine Johnson. Happy Father's Day when it comes. Boy, such a inspiring program this evening. So much that we would have been, privy to during this program, and we're looking forward to more on the other side. Very, very big thanks to all our guests and our hardworking team behind the scenes. This is Campus Connection, and that's it for the show this week. See you next week, as we explore more things while going on campus. I am Jonathan Fletcher.
And I'm Anessa. We'll see you next week.
Going on from campus, come on, tell me what one. Campus Connection, yeah, that's a one down. Hey, I walk one from campus, and we are carry lot from campus. Come on, tell me what one.